Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. Let me just check something real quick. Nope, I need to. Yep. All right. Okay. So sorry, I clicked out of that so quickly, but it was nothing anyone needed to, quickly. It was nothing anyone needed to see. Hello, people. Just give me a sec to share this in the Reddit group chat, and then I should be golden to stream. And yeah. Now, with that being said, this should be the finale. However, I'm not quite sure if it will be because, I mean, I have a decent amount of time. It's just that I'm not certain whether it will be the finale or not. Again, should be, want it to be, could not be. But if this isn't the finale, then tomorrow definitely will be. Like, there's no way that it would take more than 2 more episodes. That's the maximum amount it needs. So yeah. Anyway, I still need to share this because no one's gonna show up if I don't, despite them having notifications. That still. Okay, and anyways. Okay, just God. Doesn't take that long, but no one's gonna wait that long regardless, so and there we go. We have sent the thing, the dealio, and let us begin. I've had this open for a while, so now I can finally resume this. Let's hope it runs fine. Oh, hit continue. Is that all? Can't hear it. Why can't I hear it? Okay, so I can't hear this, so what I'm gonna do is save it, then load it up later, because I feel like it has to do with the fact that I spent so much time until I finally got back here, so now I have to reload this. Anyways. You died. Of course I did. I'm dead as a doornail. Speaking of stereo, I only ever have one earbud in, as you may know. So there we go. Now, if we're speedy about this, this should be the very end. But I know it won't be. I'm sure I did it right. Nothing's happening. This sound. This is Tristan, this has been over 10 episodes, brother. I mean, I don't need to explain it, but I'll explain it anyway. I need to finish this game, and I'm so close that stopping at 10 episodes when it would be just a few episodes more would be redundant, but yeah. What an outstanding contraption! What we have here? It's still no comparison to the incomparable astoundingness of Mother Nature. Ooh, I like to climb up those stairs. I like being on the top. We shall escort you. I'm gonna tie. Okay, Nick. Let's go see what's upstairs. Let us.
Nick, isn't this bell?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the bell that was taken from underground. The bell of ruin.
Oh my.
The bell that must not be sounded.
Wait, what happens if we sound it again?
Nick, there's someone hiding behind the bell.
Actually, let me refresh my memory. I have no clue. Wait, someone's hiding behind... Oh my. That's interesting. But anyways, I need to... Okay, it says nothing about the bell in here, unfortunately, but whatever. On my track, I got Obama and George Bush to appear. Oh my. Good luck. I mean, good job.
Ah,
Her again?
it's you. Now that's the last person I expected to find here.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Kira.
Sound it. I mean, they're gonna have to permit me to sound it. Yes, save, please. Oh. We're finally back to them. So, Tristan, why did you subbot to the top? What? What do you mean? It's so quiet in here. There's not a sound to be heard. Let's be very careful, though, Luke. The puzzle we just dealt with is not necessarily the only one in place here. Right you are, Professor. Let's proceed with caution. I don't use subbots, you fool. Is this what I think it is? It looks like a lift. I would never subbot, bruh. How can you prove I did? Indeed it does. It looks a lot like the kind of lift which we were all acquainted. You're also 15 for no other reason than you aged. What the heck, bruh? What other reason do I need? Are people fixed in with their ages? Was I assigned an age by God? But we haven't seen anything else like this since we arrived in Labyrinthia. Yes, quite. In truth, I didn't think machinery of this sort existed here. I wonder what it's using as a source of power. Well, since there seemed to be no other way up, does that mean we get to ride it? Indeed, that would seem the most logical course of action. Well, I don't know, I'm 15, I just am. That's just the way it is. I must say, I find the presence of such a device most intriguing. But we can't stand around pondering such things now. There'll be time for that later. Onwards and upwards, my boy. Right then, let's go. I know I keep saying this, Luke. But bear in mind, we must proceed with caution. I'm with you on that one, Professor. Oh my. That's a fast lift. Probably scary to ride on. Professor, we've stopped. What's going on here? Are we trapped? No, I don't believe so, Luke. Although I do get the feeling that something is about to happen. Also, another thing, you killed people who bring up that they have 3 arches in their mouth. Shut up. Something, Professor? What do you mean by something? Luke, stand close to me. Okay. Puzzle 65, Tower of Teller. Hey, welcome. I don't know who you are, but welcome. An owl? The stone statue stands before you. Beneath it lies a panel with what appears to have once been a crest of some kind, and now a disjointed mess. Move the panels by touching the arrows that connect them, and rearrange the pieces so that the crest is correctly displayed. Touch the arrows on the touchscreen below to swap the selected pieces. Rearrange the pieces and complete the crest. Be careful, as there is a limit to the number of times you can move pieces. Okay. So, okay, let's restart. But I know what we have to do. I think. Ooh. Okay. Oh my. Damn it. Dang it. Bruh. This ain't Mario. You nibba. You fool. No. I think that has to be in the middle, so that was stupid. No, that's what I did before. Tristan, this is a Mario game, right? Sure, I don't care anymore. I was playing Zelda earlier. But that's not Mario. Well, okay, we got it.
I've already seen the answer. Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
Correct. You can sense the approaching presence of a formidable foe in the shadows. Well, it would seem this entire lift is in itself another puzzle put in place. I don't believe we're in the clear just yet. This may take a while. Oh. And dies all the time. Rook, shut up. We stopped again. Another stage of the puzzle? Indeed, that would appear to be the case. What, a multiple staged puzzle? I'll take on this one, Professor. Alright, but don't overexert yourself. We need to work together to solve the rest of this puzzle. Roger that! Roger. Also, Layton is an art. Shut up! Alright, these get harder as they go on. Tower of Teller 2, the sequel. A stone statue stands before you. Beneath it lies a panel with which appears to have once been a crest of some kind. Now a disjointed mess. Move the panels by touching the arrows that connect them. And rearrange the pieces so that the crest is correctly displayed. Alright then. Let's do this, I guess. That was quite easy, to be honest. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm sure the next one will be hard.
The answer. That was indeed an intriguing puzzle.
Correct. You've come a long way. Keep it up. No, I was always amazing. Don't say I've come a long way. I did it, Professor. You certainly did. Well done, Luke. But we're still not there yet, are we? Just how far is this thing going to lift us? Well, judging by all the stages just far, whoever put this puzzle in place is certainly keen that we don't reach the top easily. We still can't afford to let our guard down. Ah, we've stopped again. Well then, allow me to take on this one. Oh Lord. The stone statue stands before you. Beneath it lies a panel with what appears to have once been a crest of some kind, now a disjointed mess. Move the panels by touching the arrows that connect them and rearrange the pieces so that the crest is correctly displayed. Yep. Interesting. Oh, no. Let me restart that. That's, I can't afford to make mistakes. There we go. Shoot. Let me restart this. Alright then. Actually, I basically played the Steam release. It was on the Nintendo Switch. However, it's the same graphically as the Steam release. So I have seen it. Yep. If you want my opinion on it, it's all right. Some stuff looks a bit jank, but overall, it works for bringing it to an HD transfer. It's certainly faithful. It's not. It really risks, looking different at all. It's basically just... It looks as if it's been upscaled from the original source, although sometimes that doesn't work in its favor. But for the most part, it's pretty good. And we're done.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills. Come what may, puzzles are there to be solved.
Excellent.
That was an exceedingly difficult puzzle.
Eh.
The next stop must be our destination.
I think you're probably right, Luke.
Well, this is it, Professor.
It seems we have arrived at last.
Oh my. It's a castle in the sky.
Wow, this is certainly different. There are flowers and plants everywhere. I can even see a water wheel over there.
It is a beautiful place.
This evening breeze is a little chilly. So, is this the storyteller's garden then?
I think that's probably a safe assumption, Luke. Judging by the abundance of water and rose bushes, it's being well taken care of. I'd be inclined to say the tower seems more akin to a castle.
Who'd have imagined we'd end up in a beautiful place like this? Let's investigate.
I must say though this is unrelated, I really am enjoying the puzzles in these games. I might actually start collecting some puzzles for myself of different types, just because I really like this. I remember I had a bunch of gold metal chain that with gold color, and you're supposed to get it unhooked with each other. I think there's two things that are hooked, and it looks impossible to take apart, but you're supposed to be able to, you know, stuff like that. It's quite it's a way to waste time, you know. Amazingly, it appears the structure was recently adorned with flowers and kept in rather good repair. And you have a pet goldfish named Steve? Nah. I have this pet, oh god, who's a blocky human. He has a blue shirt, blue pants, jeans, you know? So, that's, I got him. This building is really something else. I guess this part must be the storyteller's house. Espella must have lived here when she was younger. Yes, indeed. This must have been her family home. Her family? I wonder if she had any plans to ever come back here. No matter where she goes or what she does, family is family. This will always be her home. I'd say it's highly likely she would wish to come back here someday. I suppose so, even if her family was only the two of them. The relationship between Espella and her father may well prove to be an important clue. Slavery is illegal, Foss. Sorry, I forgot. Yes, I was thinking the same thing. Huh? What's the matter, Luke? It's nothing. I'm probably seeing things. But for a moment, I thought I saw something moving at the top of the tower. Sorry, it must have just been my imagination. Let's go inside, Professor. A new destination has been added to the map, Child's Room. Alright. This had to have been hers. This appears to be the child's room. It certainly looks that way. From its condition, I'd say it hasn't been used for some time. Presumably, it was used by Espella as a child. Right. So this is where Espella grew up. Something pretty big must have happened to make her leave home so young. I wonder how Espella and the storyteller used to get on together. Espella is a young lady of strong conviction and a kind heart. I'm certain that's because she grew up within a fine home environment. In other words, I'm sure she and her father must have spent some quality time here together. Yeah, I have a feeling you're right about that. For Espella, this place must be full of precious memories. I almost feel we're intruding coming in here like this. But Luke, we have no choice if we wish to save Espella. Yes, I suppose that's true. When you put it like that, I guess she wouldn't mind even if she knew. This is the first time I've seen another one of those blue things in a while. Crikey! Professor! Behind that curtain! There's someone there! What? It's a doll. The mysterious figure turns out to be... just a doll. Phew, that's a relief. My heart was in my mouth. Come in. I'm gonna, give me a moment. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I'm not welcome back. I'm back. My dad and brother were purchasing something, and they were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt that or have that picked up on the microphone, so I had to quit. But I'm back. Espella must have played with that doll as a child. I have a problem making sure to use the right voices. Eh? What's this? Look, Professor. There's a child's picture book here. The title is The First Story. It would appear to be a handmade children's picture book. I think I know what this is. I wonder if it was written especially for Espella. It may well have been. Evidently, a great deal of loving care has been put into writing and illustrations. Like with this game. There is a bad witch in the town. All of the carrots in the field disappeared, and all the money in the bank was turned into pumpkins. The people of the town had to put up with all kinds of mischief from that witch. They didn't know what to do. Then, one day, a brave young girl appeared and said to the townsfolk, when the witch uses witchcraft, she always uses a big stick, doesn't she? So if we take away her stick, we'll be able to stop her. After hearing this, the people of the town set a trap for the witch and managed to capture her. At her trial, the bad witch said this to the people. Even now, the legendary Great Witch Bezella is living here in this town. Bezella is the queen of all the witches. She is the one who gives us witches life. The townsfolk punished the witch, and peace was restored to the town once more. To this day, Bezella is still hiding somewhere in the town. But the brave townsfolk will not be beaten by the bad witches. Bad witch. Pretty sure it said witches.
Who'd have thought there would be a fairy tale about Bezella? She's a mysterious character, all right.
Tell me, Luke, why do you think the author chose to write about Bezella in a children's book?
Huh? Maybe. To make the child behave? Something like, if you don't do as you're told, Bezella will come and get you.
Yes, indeed, this is a possibility. Still, I have to wonder. Why is it that some lowly witch was caught, and not the great Bezella herself?
Well, I suppose it is a bit strange. If Bezella herself had been caught, the story would have been brought to a more conclusive ending. Do you think there's some other reason?
It's certainly a possibility. I don't suppose there are any other handmade picture books in the room apart from this one.
Handmade picture books? I don't see any. I guess this must be the only one.
Which would imply this book has some special significance.
I guess so. After all, it is handmade. I bet she really treasured it. Do you think it was the storyteller who wrote this book?
The handwriting does seem very similar to that of the story. This book appears to have been written with a touch more care and attention. But I imagine it was the storyteller who wrote it.
He must have written it as a gift from father to daughter.
That actually seems rather thoughtful.
Even if the story itself is a little scary. I'd like to take this book to a speller.
Calling Bezella at 3 a.m. Yeah. Let's not.
Yes, let's do just that, Luke. We must take good care of it.
The first story added to items. Alright. I wonder if there's actually anything else. I believe we've seen all there is to see here. Let's press on, Luke. Now his room. The one and only. Oh, God.
What do you make of this room, Professor? It's not very tidy.
This appears to be the very top of the tower. The parchment lying on the floor here seems very similar to the type on which the storyteller writes his stories. I think we can say with some certainty that this is the storyteller's room.
Huh? This is the storyteller's room? I was imagining something a bit grander, like a throne room with all kinds of posh decorations.
Well, I agree, it's a little eccentric. It's unmistakably the study of an author. How was you when I summoned you at 3 a.m.? I was alright, but a bit bothered by you when you had to summon me in the middle of the night. He probably spent all his time in here, continuously writing those stories. The stories.
I wonder what the speller thought of it all. Her father writing stories for all the townsfolk, I mean. I wonder if she looked forward to seeing the new stories completed, or if she...
The stories were probably a little too mature in content for a young child. I don't imagine the storyteller would have shown a speller many of them. I had to. I needed the answer. Sure you did.
But in that case, surely she can't have had many opportunities to even talk to her father, given how busy he was. I guess that means she was pretty lonely. It must have been hard for her, even knowing how important those stories are for the people of the town. But I don't think it's right. No child should be unable to talk with their father.
I absolutely agree, Luke. I believe it will be important in the upcoming trial to have an understanding of Isabel's feelings towards her father.
Professor.
Or you, Luke. I'm sure you must have a lot of things on your mind at the moment. So if there's anything at all that you wish to talk about, you will tell me, won't you?
Of course I will, Professor.
I'm always ready to listen, Luke. Now then, shall we start investigating this room?
Look, Professor! A photograph! Wait, I didn't think they even had photographs in this town.
Indeed, it's not the kind of thing one would have expected to find here.
Too right. I certainly haven't seen any cameras about since we got here. There's no doubt that this is a photo, though. What could that mean?
This may be in some way related to the tower being so closely protected.
What do you see in the photograph?
What do you see in the photograph, Luke? I wonder.
There are two children, both young girls. The photo looks quite old, doesn't it? I wonder who they are.
I think I know. Well, one of them is surely a speller. There can be little doubt about that.
Hey, all right. And look at that pendant. It's the same one as a speller always wears.
The fact she continued to wear it ever since shows just how important the pendant must be to her.
What about this other girl? Do you think she's a friend of Isabel's?
Indeed, I'd wager the two of them were rather close friends at that.
They do look pretty chummy, all right. See, they even have the same pendant.
Listen, it was you or calling Hitler at 3 a.m. and I didn't want to bother Tristan Foss 3. Okay. Makes sense. A glimpse into a speller's past. This may well prove to be an important clue. I would like to ask her about it face to face. Let's borrow it for the time being.
I wonder if there are any other clues knocking around.
Well, I'd say there's something that you thought you saw earlier as a point worth pursuing.
But isn't that the last room in the tower? I must have just been imagining things.
Not necessarily, Luke. You're not mistaken, there should be a way of getting beyond even this room. Let's look around more closely.
Right you are, Professor.
Picture of two girls added to items. A new puzzle, eh?
Ah, this is...
What is it, Luke?
This letter on top of the piano. This was evidence during that trial.
That trial, my boy?
Yes, the trial about Sir Berluc's death. The trial when you were...
Ah, you mean when I was turned to gold. In which case, this letter is the one that the storyteller's owl, Hoot, gave us after we last paid him a visit.
Well, yes, it is, but that letter was completely blank, wasn't it?
Indeed it was.
That was meant to be Sir Berluc's suicide note when he'd addressed which he'd addressed to the storyteller.
His suicide note, you say?
But Sir Berluc's butler swapped the letter for some plain sheets of parchment before it got delivered. Those blank sheets were given to us by Mr. Hoot, who knew something was strange about them. I see. I certainly missed out on some intriguing developments during my absence. The real suicide note was revealed at the trial. But how has it ended up here? Well, I imagine that's quite simple, Luke. It's likely that after the trial finished, the letter was returned to its rightful owner. It was addressed to the storyteller, after all. Right, I guess that does make sense. I suppose the storyteller finally had a chance to actually read it then. Yes. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that he most likely did so very recently, perhaps even today while sitting at the piano. What on earth was going through his mind here before that final parade? There's something we're not seeing here. You need to investigate this closer, Luke. What could it be? Surely this is not a trap of some kind. It's unlikely that a trap would be so obvious. Just a moment. There's some kind of puzzle in this piano. Musical score. This puzzle is worth 50 pickerats. Below the stained glass window is written, "When the stars have aligned, the goddess shall pluck her harp, bringing forth her serene song. Rearrange the musical notes to create a lovely melody." Uh-huh.
I've already seen the answer. This is not as easy as it appears.
Alright, I need a hint, because I have no clue. And I would like to get this game finished soon, so I need a hint. What relation could the notes have with the light streaking across the night sky? Ah, I see. Ah. And no more hint coins left. Okay. So. Ah, okay. Alright. I see you, game. I see your tricks, your trickery. I need to see when they align once more. Alright. Yep. I'm waiting for them to align again so I can pay attention to...
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills.
Dang it.
When it comes to puzzles, there's still much to be learned.
I know how they're related, but I can't seem to. Uh-huh. I feel that's how it was last time.
Let's see if I've proven myself. When it comes to puzzles, there's still much to be learned.
Okay. Let's just rearrange these. These two randomly.
I've already seen the answer.
No.
This is not as easy as it appears. Let's see if I've proven myself.
Dang it.
This is not as easy as it appears. I've already seen the answer. An ingenious puzzle, but a tricky one.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if I've proven myself.
Come on.
When it comes to puzzles, there's still much to be learned.
All right, I'm gonna need to look this up. Is this it? We'll see. No. Oh, that's it.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills.
Nope.
When it comes to puzzles, there's still much to be learned.
Oh, no.
Let's see if I've proven myself.
Finally.
Ah, the joy of solving puzzles.
The soundtrack is epic, indeed. Oh, new stairs.
Look, Professor! A stairway just appeared. Could there be another room above this one?
I have a feeling that the rooftop we saw from the garden continues above here.
Oh, I can see what you mean, Professor. It's really dark in here, but moonlight seems to be coming in from up above.
Well, there's no turning back now. The answer to the biggest mystery of all is surely waiting for us ahead.
I think so too, Professor. I wonder what on earth it could be.
The next step in the storyteller's story, if I'm not mistaken.
The next step? But the story has already finished, hasn't it?
Not yet, Luke. It's still a little too soon for the ending.
Alchemist's suicide note added to items. Wait, what?
I had a feeling that you, of all people, would make it this far.
It's you!
I thought so. You are still alive.
Professor Layton, I've had enough of your running around, flagrantly contravening the flow of my story. As such, I can no longer ignore your meddling.
Professor!
Thank you, my boy.
Oh, another puzzle. Puzzle 69, Battle of Wits. The puzzle over 70 picker rats. Although the storyteller writes is destined to come true, your opponent's attacks are no exception. Memorize the storyteller's tale and deflect your opponent's predetermined movements. Enemy knights will appear in accordance with the storyteller's tale. Memorize the order of events and deflect them using the knight's own moves against them. touch the attack icons on the touchscreen below in the order that you think they appear. Once you have selected the order, touch submit to see if your answer is correct. Alright. I'm afraid your role in the story ends here, Professor. Now allow me to write the tale of your demise. The knight drew his blade. As the battle came to a close, he raised his blade overhead and delivered the finishing blow. Nope. Okay. Layton, call your goons. You probably should. What? Finally. Although this was only the third try. Well played, Professor. Now, how will you fare in this tragic tale? A new knight stepped in for his fallen comrade. He slashed quickly, delivering 3 blows before finishing the battle with a 3-hit combination attack. Osama bin Laden flies into the night. Yeah. Oh, God. Dang it. BRB again. Alright, come back later. Finally. Think you worked it out, do you? Let us see if you can predict the ending of this final chapter. The final knight drew his sword. As he attacked, he began to vanish into thin air, his movements veiled in the embrace of the shadows. Tristan, this is an epic job, brother. Thanks. And all of these are wrong. Except the 5th one. Oh, come on. Each one was wrong. The 5th and 6th were right. I got half right there. Alright, I'm gonna get none right here. So let's just restart that. Okay, whatever. We'll make it random. I mean, I randomly at least got 2, right? Alright. I got the majority of them right there, but... yeah. This is hard, man. Again, the majority of them right, but not all of them. I don't know. I'm just gonna... I'll pick the next two randomly and see how successful that is. I doubt it will be much that successful, though. Yeah. I mean, I got half right, just guessing. Come on. Not a single one right. I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if there actually is a sixth move. And maybe the issue is I'm not actually... Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's no way for there to actually be a sixth one. No, there has to be. Okay. So the final one is just a guess then. But it's always going to be a right guess, because there's no way that... Yeah. Oh, come on. I'm getting so close on these. Oh, come on. Oh, dang it. Yes! Finally! Finally. Finally.
Allow me to show you my puzzle-solving skills. Come what may, puzzles are there to be solved.
Marvelous. In this case, it would seem that the pen is not stronger than the sword. Yeah, apparently not.
Professor, behind you!
What the?
Professor!
Oh, God.
Professor!
What happened there?
That was close.
Yeah.
Storyteller, I'm afraid that the power of your pen is no longer absolute.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote he would
Never
die. He's
failed
still
to
alive.
impress me, Professor Layton. Just tell me one thing. What exactly are you trying to achieve?
You could say, I'm trying to lift the veil that hangs over the town.
If that is indeed the case, the answer lies in the final story. This very evening, the great witch Bozella will be tried, and all stories will end. You should take your place in the gallery and observe the final trial.
Permit me, if I may, to ask you a question, Mr. Storyteller. Why is it that you are here?
What?
You too should be watching in the gallery, watching as your twisted story unfolds.
My twisted story? What do you mean by that?
You must surely be aware that your story has already become twisted. Take our arrival in this town, for instance. Not to mention our being here at this very moment. Neither of these things could have happened in the story you wrote. In other words, what I'm saying is that you are no longer the weaver of the tale.
It is as you say. The story I crafted has indeed been twisted out of proportion by someone else's actions. I'm not surprised that you realized. It seems nothing passes by those sharp eyes unnoticed. This is exactly why I decided to write the grand finale. To prevent any further distortion. Do you mean to suggest that by ending the story, you can return this town to its original state? To its original state, you say? I'm afraid that is not the case. The entire truth behind Labyrinthia is sealed by a single spell. That's right. A final spell. A final spell, you say? When that spell is invoked, Labyrinthia's true form will become clear to all. What kind of spell is that?
It is a spell that has always been hidden within plain view. What's that supposed to mean? Essentially, the final spell is concealed at the start. The final spell is concealed at the start? What on earth are you talking about? Bah. I thought you two took it upon yourselves to unravel mysteries, do you not? Do what you will with it. Very well. Now then, I believe there's just one thing that you may wish to hear from me. And what would that be? Firstly, what would you say if I told you that this twisting of your story is leading towards a grand finale quite different to the one you had planned? What do you mean? This evening, you supposedly gave up your life to the Great Witch Bezella, did you not? As a result, the person thought to be Bezella is being tried in court at this very moment. Now, if you'll permit me to ask, do you happen to know the name of the accused? Naturally, I wrote the name myself. There can be no question. Of course, the name of the accused is Spella Cantabella. What are you saying? You mean my Spella is... Yes, the accused at this evening's trial is none other than Spella Cantabella. That can't be. That's preposterous. What a twist. This is your doing. What have you done, Layton? You ask me what I've done, Mr. Storyteller. I am but a solver of puzzles and mysteries. I do not concern myself with scheming. My Spella, how is she the accused? Perhaps you ought to go and see for yourself, Mr. Storyteller. Do you think it's a good idea to just stand here lamenting your daughter's fate? What's to be done? It can't be. Well, Mr. Storyteller, I will be returning to the court. I'd like to witness the grand finale with my own eyes. Ah yes, before I leave, there's just one thing I'd like to make clear. I do not intend to simply take my place in the gallery and observe the trial. Naturally, there's only one place for me to stand in order to unravel all of these mysteries. You mean to say that you will stand as the defender? Ha! Unfortunately, the defender's purpose is already taken. Moreover, Mr. Storyteller, I am the one who knows the truth. The true identity of the Great Witch Bezella, that is. How can you know? There's only one place at which I should stand in order to assert such a fact, and that is not on the side of the defense. Surely you can't mean... I anticipate seeing you soon again, Mr. Storyteller. To be continued. Another chapter. In the middle of us in a trial. The Last Inquisitor. Court is now once again in session. However, I must say, I'm quite surprised at this recent turn of events. To see Miss Kira at the witness stand again. Frankly, I cannot believe my eyes. You were most certainly sent to the flames as a witch. Is this the last trial? Yes, it should be. That's right, I was there, I saw it, she most certainly was. Then how is she still alive? Last chapter, I meant. Should be the last chapter. I know there's an epilogue, but there are 9 chapters, so this is the very last chapter. And then there's the epilogue where we'll barely have to do any work, and it'll just be a catching up moment, I guess. So, yeah. Basically the last one. Is it because she's a witch? Can witches not die? No, she must have used demare and vanished just in time. I say send her straight to the fire. We'll do it ourselves if we have to. Enough. A witch must be in possession of a Talia Magica in order to use magic. I hate to disappoint you all, but do you see such a thing on her person? I think not. But she must have... That girl must have used demare. Suddenly you can see that, High Inquisitor. Surely you can see that, High Inquisitor. Demare is a spell. Demire is a spell about making someone disappear from sight. It cannot make one vanish entirely. And besides, an investigation conducted by the Knights of the Inquisition has concluded that this girl is not capable of using magic. Listen well, Miss Kira. Your existence alone jeopardizes the very peace of Labyrinthia. Yet, given the current situation, it is now imperative that you testify to this court regarding what you saw immediately.
Objection!
That will not be necessary. What? This girl has already been convicted and tried as a witch in a previous trial. What good could come of her testimony?
Objection.
But she was found hiding at the crime scene. I'd say that makes her a very important witness, a witness whose testimony we cannot choose to ignore. Inquisitor Darklaw, I'm afraid your objection is overruled. You wish to proceed then? Very well. Let us see just how much of her story this girl is willing to tell the court, shall we? There's no doubt about it. Miss Kira must have escaped through the passage leading under the Chamber of Fire. Although, from the looks of it, the judge doesn't have a clue that escape route even exists. I wish he'd hurry up and get the hint. I'm dying to take this helmet off already. The top of my head really itches. Sorry, Ma. Take that thing off now and we're as good as done. Just hang in there and... just hang in there a little while longer. Good lord. Very well, witness, you may begin your testimony. Explain to the court how you are standing here in court today, and why you are hiding at the crime scene. You came here to kill the storyteller? Yes, that was my task.
Objection!
Keep in mind, this girl was not the one who summoned the fire dragon in the end. That was the accused. As I warned you earlier, there's nothing to be gained from this witch's testimony.
Objection!
Now hold on. She was still present at the scene of the crime with the intent to murder the storyteller. The defense insists we be permitted to continue with our cross-examination on those grounds. Darklaw is really trying to weasel her way out of this cross-examination. That means there has to be something there. I must admit, I too am extremely interested in hearing what this witness has to say. Defender, you may begin your interrogation.
Hold it!
You say you're not familiar with the name Kira? Yes, I've never heard it before. But I say, that is your name, young lady. Honestly, what witchery is this? I have no name. I'm simply a resident of Eldritch Woods, nothing more. Eldritch Woods? The very same woods said to house the souls of the witches sent to the flames? Are you telling me they really exist? No matter how you look at her, the cure up on that witness stand doesn't look like much of a soul to me. The girl has lost all memory of ever being a flower seller. That is all. If that's the case, I wonder if she even remembers our run-in back at the marketplace. Say, Miss Curia, do you happen to remember me at all? No. I do not know you. I first saw you just now at the bell tower. I came to this town to summon forth the fire dragon and kill the storyteller.
Hold it!
Did you just say fire dragon? Yes. It was all part of my orders. I was told to come here this evening and wait for the right moment when that storyteller would appear before the people. Only then was I supposed to shout out the incantation as loudly as possible. Oh, great beast from the inferno, heed my call, Grandworm. I believe this bears repeating. Yes, the girl does not possess a scepter. It is impossible for her to summon any sort of magical dragon. Ah, yes, quite right, High Inquisitor. Now why are you hiding underneath the bench, Your Honor? Ahem. Yes, well, it is as I thought then. She could not have cast a spell. I believe I have made it perfectly clear this witch is not the Great Witch Bezella. Naturally, the Great Witch is... That girl there, a Spella Cantabella. There can be no other.
Hold it!
Hold it right there, Miss Cura. You snuck right past the vigilance? Yes, that's right. But the girl's a witch. Therefore, something as simple as vanishing from sight is child's play. Have you heard of this underrated thing called Corion in the house? Pretty sure I have. Isn't that right, witness? Yes, that is correct. Aha, I remember now. Just a few days ago, this girl used a very vanishing spell, Demir, if memory serves. Used. Well, what are you gawking at, witness? Continue with your testimony. What was that just now? I could have sworn I just saw Kira's face turn even paler than normal.
Hold it!
Miss Kira, who exactly gave you your orders? I cannot say. And why is that? I am not to disclose the identity of the one who has given me my orders. That in itself is an order. How convenient. I'm only supposed to carry out my orders. Nothing more. I do not know anything else. And besides, there's nothing more than I can really do. Nothing more she can do? But hold on just a minute. Surely you're capable of using magic. You are a witch, are you not? I am not a witch. What did you just say? I cannot use magic. She can't use magic? This girl is a witch. Every person in this courtroom knows that as a matter of fact. There can be nary a doubt. Doesn't look like there's much to work with. Even though she's just finished explaining everything, I still don't fully understand. So Tristan, why do you listen to K-pop? I don't! Oh man, Nick. You don't think Kira is actually some sort of crazy magical zombie, do you? Maya, you went through the same thing as Kira. Did you become a magical zombie? Oh yeah, I guess not, huh? Luke and I couldn't believe it was Kira when we ran into her in the marketplace. I mean, we thought for sure she was a goner back at that trial. I don't think I'm far off, though. This Kira is way different than the old Kira. It looks like she doesn't remember a thing. She's almost like another person entirely. But what if that's just it, Maya?
What if the Kira right here, right now, is the real Kira, and the old Kira wasn't? What?
The real Kira, huh?
Yeah, and that's why. I think I'm bound to find something useful in her testimony.
We can do this, Nick. I hope you're ready to slam on some desks, because we're gonna do some serious pressing here.
Hold it!
There's nothing else to do. Here, I need to find some sort of evidence. So you hate K-pop, right? I've never listened to it. But sure, yeah. You have Gangnam Style. Good. Huh. I guess I could just press everything again.
Hold it!
Yeah, press further. Miss Kira, I have one simple question for you. You stated earlier in your testimony that you snuck past the vigilance guarding the bell tower and went right inside. Tell me, did you use the spell Demure to get by them? That must certainly be the case. Had she not, she would surely have been spotted.
Objection!
But remember what she just let slip just a moment or two ago. She denied being a witch and stated she cannot use magic. Ah! Therefore, if that's true, then you, Miss Kira, would not have been able to use Demure at all. What a ridiculous argument. How else would this girl have been able to walk right into the bell tower unnoticed by the guards? Explain that.
Objection!
I have a better idea. How about we have the witness herself explain it to you? What do you say, Miss Kira? I am not a witch. And I cannot use magic. So then, exactly how are you able to ascend the bell tower without being noticed? Witness, amend your testimony this instant, okay? What's going on? There's gotta be another way she got into that bell tower unseen, but other than magic, I have no idea what that could be. Tristan, why did we meet? I don't remember. I was wearing the robe of invisibility, so no one was able to see me there.
Hold it!
Wait just a second. Did you just say robe of invisibility? Yes, that is correct. A robe of invisibility? Surely you don't mean... a robe that can make one vanish from sight when worn? Yes, that is correct. What? Miss Kira, do you have that robe on you right now? I don't have it. Huh? That is... I dropped it. Back at the bell tower. What the heck was that? I was Kira looking over at Darklaw when she spoke just now. Are you listening to this farce, my lord? Surely you do not give any credence to this witness testimony. Especially to this preposterous notion of a robe of invisibility, good lord. Indeed. I must say, witness, that is quite an unbelievable story.
Objection!
I don't think it's that crazy, Your Honor. What? If something like magic can exist, the chances of a robe of invisibility being real are pretty high, wouldn't you say?
Objection!
If such is the case, then how about you put your evidence where your mouth is? Prove that this robe of invisibility exists. Prove it? What say you, defender? Can you prove to the court that the robe of invisibility does in fact exist? The defense cannot prove that just yet, Your Honor. I must say, defender, given for your penchant for the absurd, I find this rather sensible decision quite surprising. Nick, are you just going to let her sit there and stump us? Well, it is a robe of invisibility, Maya. I mean, how exactly am I supposed to prove the existence of something that's invisible? It's impossible. Impossible, huh?
Well, there's one thing you could try. Just say, our friendship is a war crime. Maybe. Your Honor, the fact you can't see this evidence proves beyond a shadow of the doubt that it's really an invisible robe. Maybe, Maya. Not quite. Wait, what? Now see here, you two. I will not have you presenting imaginary evidence in my courtroom. Of course, Your Honor. Looks like I've got to try again with some real evidence. Alright, then. Let's save. And let's save here. This is what we said last time. And copyright infringement, indeed. What evidence do I have it exists, though? Alright, well, we saved, so let's just use that and see what comes up.
Hold it!
No 1.5 white men. What? What does that mean? Oh, I get it. Alright. Because you're a half white. And I'm completely white. Makes perfect sense.
Objection!
What was the other half again? I forgot.
Objection!
Why am I not surprised? A ridiculous defender only begets ridiculous arguments. I've gotta admit, an invisible robe does sound pretty far-fetched, even for Labyrinthia. Spanish, I see. But I didn't expect the other half of you. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. If there's even the slightest possibility the evidence is right, then I've got to try it. Very well. Spender, please show the court this evidence. I speak corrupt government, oh my. Show us the piece of evidence that proves the existence of the robe. Okay. Yeah, I don't, I think this is just it.
Take that!
There was, in fact, a robe dropped and left at the crime scene tonight. A robe? Miss Kira, that robe of invisibility that you mentioned earlier wouldn't happen to be this one right here, would it?
Objection!
How ludicrous. You're trying to tell the court that is the robe of invisibility. If it's really a robe of invisibility, then how is it we can see it right now, dirty white spots and all? Ah! Well, she's kind of got a point there. Oh, hey! What if the robe actually disappears when you wear it? Give it here, Nick. Watch it. Watch and wonder as the Maya, the Magnificent, disappears before your very eyes. Good. Kidding. So, are you amazed yet? Yeah, I'm amazed at how totally ridiculous you look in that. Hey, what gives? This thing must be busted or something. I didn't disappear at all. Well, that's not it. No. What? Tonight, at the bell tower, I was wearing that robe. What did you say? Order! I said order. But, how is that possible? The robe did not appear at all just now. Did not disappear. That's because of the white powder on it. It's usually not that dirty. Oh, you mean these spots here? Please don't tell me. Oh yeah!
Patty totally unloaded an entire bag of flour onto those knights, remember? Not to mention it was still raining when we were up there. The flour must have gotten nice and wet, so it stained the robe. Say, what if we try washing the flour off? Ah! There's a small water fountain at the edge of the square. Head there right now and wash the robe so that we can get to the bottom of this. Quickly now. Okay, Judge Santa. Bro was roasted. Alright, it shouldn't be too hard. Take notes, Nick. This is how you do the laundry. See, all you have to do is throw the robe into the water, like so. Wait, what? So, did you see anything, Maya? That's just it. I don't see a thing. It's disappeared. What? I frantically took a close look at the water in the fountain, but the robe had actually vanished without a trace, right there inside the fountain. Defender, what is the meaning of this? How could you have lost such a vital piece of evidence? Your Honor, it wasn't on purpose. Trust me, I wish I knew how it happened. I can't believe it. The robe actually disappeared from sight. I don't quite know what you're talking about. I can still see the robe just fine. Huh? Look, it's right here, see? No, Miss Kira, I really don't see. Because there's nothing to see. So, is that how it works? Putting the robe on makes you disappear completely from sight? But from the looks of it, only Kira is able to actually see the robe itself. It is not just me. It's all inhabitants of the Eldritch Woods. All of us can see the robe. The Eldritch Woods. Our village lies deep within the recesses of the forest, in a world much different from this one. That's where I live. As we obey the law of the land, we are allowed to live there. I knew it. There's definitely something different about Kira compared to the rest of the townspeople there. For the time being, he is only the witness can see the robe. We will cover it in flour for the sake of visibility. Invisible robe makes its wearer invisible, worn by the inhabitants of Eldritch Woods, visible only to them. But there's still one tiny thing bothering me. Miss Kira, your robe was found on the middle floor of the bell tower, the same floor where we found my client. In case you're wondering, that's Animal Crossing in the background. However, you were hiding on the uppermost level of the bell tower. Hey, I'm gonna run over her, bro. Is that a good idea? You testified a little while ago that you dropped your robe, but I have to wonder, what exactly were you... It would seem there's still much we must ask this witness. What say you, High Inquisitor Darklaw? It is the Inquisition's duty to follow my lord's decision on such matters. I have no objections. Very well. Witness, you are hereby ordered to continue with your testimony. Now, I would hope that this would be the finale, but like most trials, this one has persisted for longer than we could have guessed, so we aren't done, and I have to be done. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, I won't guess the finale is. Just know that we're near the end, but we won't. Don't necessarily expect any specific time. It's just that we're technically near the end. That's really all I can say. And yeah. See you all in the next video. And Excelsior.